Coming at you from the 80s, we've got some G.I. Joes for you, all the way back from the Real American Heroes line. I'm going to go through them right now as we show them off to you. The first is the Hooded Cobra Commander. This is from 1984. This is the mail-in version. He does have a little bit of an elbow cracking that we'll try to show you here in the photos. If not, you can always see it in the photos in the catalog. He comes exactly as you see him right there. We'll try to get those close-ups so you can see elbow and elbow, just to give you an idea. He is the hooded one that you remember from the cartoon. Good motion on those elbows and shoulders. We can see the same with the legs. The knees have some good flexibility to them. As we move on to Barbecue from 1985. He does have a little bit loose waist, as we'll show you here in a moment. Let him dance for you. But otherwise, in pretty good condition all around. We'll give you the full 360 there on the head. You can see a little bit of paint loss on the front of his mask. Knees are looking good, bending nicely, as are the shoulders, arms, etc. And by this point in 85, we had the ball joint. So we'll show you the full motion on his head. As we move on to what I think is a better version of Roadblock. This was probably because he was the first Roadblock that I got. I got this version, not his earlier counterpart, so I'm a little biased, but I like Roadblock. He does not have any accessories with him as you see him. Remember, he came with that giant tripod gun. Sadly, our consignor did not have that for him, but looking pretty good nonetheless. No damage as we see. The legs move nicely, the hips, joints, and finally that ball jointed head. Moving right along to Back Blast. A little bit of elbow cracking on this one as well, as is common with some of these older figures. This one's all the way back to 1989. We'll show you around, show you the paint job, etc. And if we can, that elbow cracking. Nothing major on it, but we like to point it out to you. Slight stiffness in the knees, but otherwise pretty good. Looks like the O-ring is still holding on pretty well. He's got good tight joints, but not too tight. It's that balancing act that you sometimes have with these vintage, including the head. And finally, we finish it up. Well, we got one more. We got Salvo here from 1990. Also looking pretty good. We've seen those legs in other places. Elbows are looking good. Shoulders are looking good. This one as well. Finally, we'll give him the old wiggle jiggle with the head so you can see good motion right there. As we move on to the last one, going back a little bit old school here with 1983 Tripwire. He is the 1.5. He's got the articulated arms. Little weakness, looseness in that O-ring, the waist joint. But the rest of the joints are looking pretty good. And that's going to do it. Head on over to TheBigToyAuction.com to get yours today.